Hey my loves, today I'm doing a kind of quick review and demo of the new Too Faced Natural Matte Neutral Eyeshadow Collection palette, and I was really excited to see this released. I am a lover of matte shadows, but I don't really have one that I'm like super fond of, like an all matte palette. I don't particularly like Naked Basics 1 or 2, and I don't have like the Tartelette palette. So when I saw this was going to be released, I just thought it was right up my alley, and I ordered it the day it hit Ulta. You can see you have an array of all matte shades, sorry for the glare there for a second, and they tend to lean on the warmer side of things, which is kind of what I tend to go for anyways. So I used them on the eyes for the first time today. You guys are going to have to forgive my freaking liner I was using today. Hold on a second. This just ruined my life today. It was the NYX felt tip marker liner thing. Nothing about this worked, but I did really want to still show you these shadows in action and show you a completed look. So that's what the tutorial is going to be at the end. As with all of the other Too Faced palettes, you have three kind of divisions of colors. You have a trio for day, a trio for classic, and a trio for fashion. Now when I did this look, I kind of just, mixed and matched. I don't particularly care to just stick with like day because, this palette says it's day. I think that, it's kind of implied that you do whatever the heck you want with makeup anyway, so just wanted you guys to know. I'm going to go ahead and start with swatches. We have first Heaven, which is just a really pretty kind of creamy white matte color. Cashmere Bunny, which is more of like kind of a soft mauve-y shade, and then one of my personal favorites, which is called Sexpresso. Sexpresso is just a deep dark brown. Here are those three shades swatched. So we have Heaven, Cashmere Bunny, Sexpresso. Starting off the next row, we have the shade Lace Teddy, and this is kind of like a creamy matte sort of peachy pink color, and you can see this one looks a little bit chalky. I haven't actually used this one on the lids yet. Then we have the shade Strapless, and this is more of, oh god, I love this. It's just a matte, warm, reddish brown, and it's so freaking pretty. So we have that. My last finger is stained, but it won't, like show up in the swatch on the hand, just so you know. We have Risque, which is kind of like a purpley, more cool toned brown. So it's not, entirely a warm toned palette. So Lace Teddy, Strapless, and Risque. For the final row here, we're starting off with Nude, which is a very classic kind of neutral matte light brown color. It looks amazing in the crease, just gives a bit of definition. The shade Honey Butter is kind of like a caramelly light brown, and it's super duper duper pretty. Then again, for the last shade, forgive my finger, I know it's kind of stained, but it won't show up in the final swatch, I promise. I've used a makeup remover. We have Chocolate Cookie, and this is just a hair more orangey and like warmer than the shade Strapless. I don't know, it's just, this one's almost a little bit redder, this one's a little bit more orangey and a little bit darker. So Nude, Honey Butter, as well as Chocolate Cookie. Something about the formulation of these reminds me of matte colors from Lorax Pro palettes. They're smooth, they're creamy, they're buttery, and they blend well. They go on with a ton of pigmentation, but it is easy to blend. I mean, except for this darker color that I used kind of in the outer corner, Sexpresso, this one kind of got a little bit tricky with me and I had to really take some time blending with it. But for the most part, these shades are really soft and easy to blend without being too powdery. As with any soft shadows, you're gonna have to kind of be careful and tap off the excess as not to get fallout. But for the most part, I'm really impressed, and I really like the look that I came up with for this. I mean, it's kind of more simple. I just wanted to show you a really easy look to use if you were to get the palette. Then I wanted to use them and see how they worked in action and whatnot. But you know what? For the most part, I think this is really good, and I would give it like an A+ rating. I really do like it. I haven't yet run into anything with it where I'm like, no, I don't think that you would like this. I mean, because when you're looking at these shades, they're really soft and beautiful, and they have great pigmentation. This is a really versatile palette. And if you found that maybe Naked Basics 1 and 2, the powders were just too powdery for you, too chalky, you might really like this. And it's $36, which is a pretty good price for all of these shades. So without any further ado, let's get into how I created this look. The first color we're going to be using today is the shade Nude. And what we'll do is just lightly buff that into the crease, and it's going to be the Best Friend blending color. Now before we move forward, I'm going to use the color Heaven, and I'm just going to put this on the lid for now because I'm going to do quite a lot in the crease, and so I just want a color here on the lid to brighten them up and set my primer. What I'm gonna do next is dip my brush into chocolate cookie, then into risque and back and forth. And this is just gonna kind of give me a good mix of those colors. And I'm going to start to place this into the outer V and kind of drag it down and into this outer third of the eye. And I'm going in fairly generously with this. And you can see I'm not too concerned with it being kind of messy right now because we're just going to blend in a moment. Using a fluffy brush, this is, I believe, from Morphe. No, this is from Mojo Beauty. It is the Tapered Blending E5. I'm going to blend this through the crease. Now what I'm going to do is take the color Sexpresso, and this is going to go more precisely into the crease, so we're really carving this out and making it more defined. And once again, just gonna take a moment and blend. Taking a bit more of nude, and I'm just going to really lightly run that through the crease to make this easier to kind of blend out. The darkest shade is being a tiny bit stubborn with me, so I'm just gonna try and make it a little bit hazier. On the lower lash line, we'll first take a tiny bit of nude, and we'll just use this to give a bit of definition right down here. Now, just as I did earlier, we're going to mix a bit of strapless. Did I call this something else earlier? I think I called it risque. Why did I call it risque? This is strapless, sorry. So I'm gonna mix a bit of strapless with the chocolate cookie, and we're just gonna bring this on that lower lash line to give us a bit more definition. And don't worry, I know it looks crazy, but the last step before we blend is taking a bit of Sexpresso. And what this is gonna do is just go on this very outermost corner, and it's gonna kind of give an ombre effect once everything's nice and blended. Now, obviously, I'm just taking a moment and blending this entire look out. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeliner before we move on, and this is just the NYX Felt Tip Liner, and I don't think it has a technical term. We're gonna do a winged eyeliner look today. Spoiler alert, that liner absolutely freaking sucks. This has to be one of the worst liquid liners I've ever used, which is kind of weird. I've heard a lot of people rave about it. So forgive my liner right now. I'm going to fix it in a moment. By the way, it was like totally gray. I had to go over it with my other liquid liner, which is coincidentally from NYX, to even make it look black. Anyways, I'm gonna go out and do some blush. I'm using the City Color Cosmetics Be Matte Blush in Guava today. I think we're adding what will be the only shimmer in this look, and this is my MAC MSF in Lightscapade. And I absolutely love this color as my go-to day-to-day highlight. On the innermost corners of the eyes, we're going to use the shade Heaven. Now it's time to set everything off just using Urban Decay's All Nighter. I so hope you guys enjoyed and that you found this helpful. Again, my liner, and then towards the end I was on the phone with my mom the whole time, and so it was like, Mom, I gotta go. I'm creating makeup. No, but I wanted to talk to her, so that was kind of why towards the end I sort of stopped talking. But my lipstick, just so you know, Everything will be listed down below, by the way. But my lipstick is Allure from Galactic, and it's the matte lip paint. I die. It's amazing. And then my lashes are 203 from Ardell, but I'm not sure that I love them, honestly. I kind of felt like the lash band was really thick and they didn't go on that easily. But I still hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. And until next time, I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.